Good evening. Happy Tuesday. Taco Tuesday. Let's jump in and check out what today's events are looking like. So, Outpost Conqueror, I was running that one today during lunch, or after my lunch. We've got Operation Bulwark, so we are doing wave defenses once again. They kicked us off with a little bit of a jump start today from a compensation chest. I'm guessing that they screwed up the start. Like it was off a day or something? Don't know. Didn't make an announcement on it or anything. Let's see, we have Hostile Hunt for the Ferengi event. We have Hostile Hunt for the Battle Pass event. Suliban and Augment Exiles with the Reliant finished that off today. We got Chronicle of the Ascendant. I don't know if they did all of the events last time, but I see that they pushed out all the events this time so you can plan and get a couple of days figured out. Day 1 here is Foundations of Power. And this one is Syndicate XP, Wrath credits, rare and epic. Recon Locust schematics, Outpost control cores, Transigen Forge Foundation, and then regular material spend. Tomorrow's events: Forbidden Tech, Prototype Forbidden Tech tier up and upgrading. Uncommon, rare, and epic. We have artifacts. Rare, epic, and mastery. Premium, Mirror Universe Dust, Pioneer's Crest, Aggregation, Smuggled Study, and Primordial Plasma. Primordial Plasma, I'm guessing, is Dauntless research materials. Maybe. Decent chance. We'll see. We'll get there some point. Let's see. Second day or third day is going to be Starship Ascendancy. This one's going to be Revenant Relativity, Dauntless, Serene Squall, Reliant, and GS31. I've been saving up some Serene Squall parts. I've got Reliant ready to tier. GS31, I've got some stuff in the coffers for. I've been saving up Relativity. And then I've got Revenant for fallback if I need to. This one, I don't know if I'm going to have much of a good chance at. Premium and Mirror Universe Dust. I might be able to get a milestone out of that. The Pioneer's Crest, I don't think I'm sitting good on right now. The Smuggled Study might get me some points, but we'll see. Because I don't think I have any of the prototype Forbidden Tech that can be upgraded. So that'll be a little bit of a stretch. And then we have Chain of Command, which is rare and epic Armada directives, rare and epic FKR directives, Outpost Strike directives, Officer Depot tokens, Cisco skill points, Con skill points, Lorca skill points, planetary charts. They've got a lot of scoring mechanics, but they don't have a lot of points behind them. It's heroic. They put the H in heroic. Or what did you say? They put the heh in heroic. Outpost Frontier events. This is Klingon today. 11 Days of Christmas. I did today's event. Outpost events. So like I said, I had the I had an outpost running earlier. So we got pretty decent points on that. I'll be able to start another outpost tomorrow, and then I should have my epic outpost ready, I think. Still got to do missions, mission keys. I almost feel like the optimization in the web store has gotten worse. All right, that's 20 minutes till that refreshes, so we'll revisit that later. And then we have schematic salvage, which is vengeance upgrading, or vengeance blueprints from upgrades. We have rank up Fleet Commander Cisco. Points for unlocking, and then spending Sigma Commander credits. The leaderboard scores off of Con Lorca Cisco. You have Vengeance, which is G6 uncommon and rare. G7 Outpost Control Center, which I think that's where I've got those points from so far. And then Fleet Commander Cisco. Tech Tuesday today. So do some Q's trials. Looks like I only have to do 3 of them because I've been doing hostiles all day. I've gotten 700 hostiles. Impressive. Auto grind. Then we also have another Fleet Commander upgrade event here. That pays out Galactic Recruit tokens. So nothing fantastic, but nothing bad. I'm going to start with the Q's trial. Now that I don't have an outpost running. And I'll probably start another one of those again tomorrow afternoon. I start them off around like noon or so. Then when I get off of work and get home by 6, it's usually about done. So that timing works out fantastic. So we have the strike against, and then we have some retaliation, and then trophies and transitive manipulators. All the good stuff from the day. No other 11s? 9s? Same system. All right, let's see if this will spawn in a different area that has higher ones. Nope. So we'll take a couple of 10s out of here. Well, they love stacking that next to the hijacked Enterprise. I wonder if they changed the RNG on these hostiles again, because I felt like they were getting way too easy. Too many easy ones. And we went 3 faction ships in a row this time. All right, I'm going to send this off to go beam a couple of ships there. And that should get me all 7 that I need. So I did one with the, I did one GS-31 beam earlier. Yep. That's a good way to do it. GS-31 beam to get 5 knocked out of the way. Get the cube charged up, come in and get the next 2. Let's swap that over to hostiles, speed up the Crenshaw. And go kill some Klingons. It's helping a lot that I've got the hazard resistance bumped up a little bit. I don't know what percent I ended up getting it up to, but it's noticeable and it's making a difference for survivability in the system. Which I don't think these took a lot of hostiles. Because like I did yesterday's in I think Federation space with just the GS-31 killing 60, 61. And it wasn't that many GS-31 beams. That was a very reasonable number. When I get the timer reduced on that, that's gonna work out really nice. like the next tier up, it makes a pretty decent jump. The last one was only like 10 seconds. But it's under 2 minutes now, so that 10 seconds off of 2 minutes is actually a pretty decent chunk. I think that timing's gonna work out that way. All right, so that must finish up the Ferengi exchange. That seemed to have gone pretty quick, actually. Like, it's a little bit tougher than what the regular Battle Pass event was, but that doesn't look like it was a burdensome increase. I think I'm gonna make a little jump, move over to the center. Knock these three out, hit that 71. I should have looked to see what the top prize was here. 78 crystal is probably getting close to top. The way that things were working out before, it had like a habit where I'd have like 48 or 49 out of the 50 hostiles that I needed killed in this system. Just because I died too early because of lack of hazard resistance. But with that kicked back up, it's actually making it a little bit easier to get that daily completed with it. I kind of regret a little bit not doing it more sooner, but it wasn't that big of a deal in the systems that were 400%, but when it started getting to 500%, it started making a huge difference when I got my hazard resistance difference up to like, I don't know what it was, like 150, 160% or something. So taking like that 1.6 damage was it was a little rough. Because now it's down to like 50, somewhere between like 40 and 60%. And I don't know if any of those researches that I've done so far were specifically like level 70, but I'm pretty sure that they were like 67, 68 at a minimum. But I was making the push to get to 70 to get a chance at the Vengeance blueprints. The way they have the points structured on the event, though, like it's not really like a slow drip free to play kind of path. It's still kind of on the edge of a spender's path. At least to be able to do it at the frequency that they're pushing it out at right now. Why did that post twice? I don't know. Questions in life that may be better I've left unanswered. All right. That's probably the daily Ferengi exchange. I was thinking those points felt a little bit low, but I wouldn't have put it past Scopely to have lowered the payout a little bit. Because the Ferengi stuff always seemed to be pretty decent. Alright. Ferengi daily is done. What was the other one here? The Outpost, Frontier. That is done. And then just normal hostile daily. I've got 50 points there. 50 points there, so that should be done. That's actually probably recall material. Gonna have to replace Reliant. See if I can get that guy. I don't have high expectations, but it's definitely worth trying. This was supposed to be in the 56 system. No wonder it lasted. Okay, so ship one's coming up. So let's see what building. We got building today for Chronicle. Recon Locust, Outpost, Transigen. I think I got the Transigen Forge running right now. Transigen Forge is running right now. Run through the refinery really quick and make sure that I've got everything collected here that I can. I might be getting close to that stasis globe. Because if that can land out pretty okay, or do I have that? No. That almost looked like the same thing. Oh, is that Forbidden Tech? Or Chaos Tech? Yes. What about the prototype for Forbidden Tech? I've got the Syndicate Bomb. That does have some levels on it. I'll be able to do a little bit of upgrading with that tomorrow. Or whenever that event was. I don't have any shards in any of the epics right now. I am collecting rares. Okay, so I'm setting myself up for as good of a position as I can be in. Okay, so we're still collecting Serene Squall blueprints. I didn't realize that. I kind of thought after we got the free one, the drip was gonna stop. So I've got those going as deep as I want to go there. I don't have any there. I don't know if that gives any extra building stuff, but it's definitely worth double checking. Squall needs to go back out. All that is great stuff for ship upgrades later. Trying to make pretty decent progress on getting some stuff stocked up for the next Alliance tournaments. Okay, that's good. I did end up building my second Squall. I haven't done any upgrades to it, and I don't know if I will until like this one's higher, maybe. I'm pretty comfortable with like what it's capable of doing, but kind of want to do more refinery output stuff. But the one I just left, that is. All right, I'm going to have a chaser coming up on my ass pretty soon. All right, so that's set, that's set, that's set. I'm assuming that it's not going to give me any extra stuff to be able to do the next level of Transigen Forge. That's not too far off, though. $1,500 here is not really a lot of points. That's more than I thought. That's 10 million points. Okay, so that's fair. This one, I might need to trade down a little bit of the rare. $1,200. I think exchanging 1,200 probably would be okay. Did I go past it? No. That's 2, so that'll be half of what I got, but I can't really use that stuff until I get to 41 or whatever anyways. So got a long ways to go there. No, does it have to be on buildings? Yes. So if I need to make up a little bit of extra, well, I shouldn't say if. The extra milestones that I need to make up, we'll see where that's best taken from. The damage dealing event is always interesting. I need to do some Revenant solos. And I'm probably due for some Krenim solos again. But that should be decent points for the damage event. It would have been a really good thing to do when I had the outpost going earlier, but some people it's difficult to do the to be able to play during their work day. Some days are easier than others. Or more laid back, I should say. Cause like today I had the I was able to keep the stuff running. Yeah, it's always effective for being able to punch up to level 70 hostiles here. It's definitely a cheat move. Good kind of cheat move, too. Which will help get the get these solo armadas to respawn usually when somebody's doing the hostiles here. Yeah, I should be able to do, what is that, 46 of them? I think I had 2100 directives. And then I should be able to refill it with another 25? Or no, 1500? 1000, something like that. Quite a few, I know that. Yeah, that moved my position up like 30 spots already. I don't know if this was a top 25. Well, was it an ROB? No, I think it was just the Vengeance one that was the ROB. They've got too many different buckets of these things. Yeah, it's just an SLB. Top 50, so as long as we throw up some decent points, we can... That doesn't even have any rare. That makes these leaderboards so not worth it. I'll just push these down to the point that I can get my fresh pull on directives. No reason to push myself for these because there might be a better off event later. Because this one's not really worth it. Like, I don't understand how they can make a make an event for high G6 players and not even give out 20 rare. I mean, it should realistically pay out like 2,000 for first place, but actually that was enough. So now I can get my pull there. I mean, the only thing that I actually like to even pull out of here at this point is like the fabricator chips. Everything else is like negligible impact. Not negative impact, negligible impact. Like, I'm not that desperate for 6-star common and... What, like 7 hours of speed ups? Like Like, come on, like that needs a revisit so bad. Like, I would feel okay about this if it had uncommon in it. And then if this one had rare. But, like, I don't even try to do the group ones anymore. Because I'm like, I don't need common materials like that. And, again, these speed ups don't add up to enough of an impact. The fabricator chips are good. And then, you know, like some of these mats and stuff, or the resources up here are pretty decent. But the mats and the speed ups, zero incentive. Like, as an entry level G6 player, probably even as like a mid-tier G5 player, like the Continuum chest has some pretty significant value in it. But where I'm at in my game, zero impact. All right, so that made some points. What we're doing on helps. We're at 18. I'm going to recall the Reliant. And I'm going to set up to do Solo Wave. These ships have been a little bit goofy on recalling and moving today. I have a feeling this wave is going to be a little bit funky. Because I do have the bulwark, so I'm going to try a 60. So there's 200 private ciphers. I'm going to claim these while these stuff is recalling. It feels weird, like there's no spot for, there's no events like asking you to spend galactic acclaim anymore. Like eventually I'm just gonna go ahead and spend all of it that I have on my Crenshaw hull plating. But I'm not pushing into G7 yet, so I don't desperately need it. Although it might help with outposts. I don't know how big of a percentage that I'd be able to get either. Because you can't see... There's not an easy way to see how many galactic acclaim or whatever that you have. Actually, I could probably look that up on Spock's Club. Let's see. That's probably going to fall underneath research. Yeah, ship skins. Well, actually, this is going to be requirements. Resource allocation. What is that? ASA? No, that's not. What is that called? Oh, I'm looking at the Crenshaw hull plating. But I want to look underneath costs. I don't know. We'll just say level 7. Not currently logged in. Oh. Let's log into this quick. I had like all my stuff reset on my web browser. All the cookies gone. All right, so you hit the login button, you get your one-time password, verify who you are. Verify that you're syncing. Which we can verify that we are syncing. Now we can look at costs. And it recognizes that I'm level 1 this time. Okay. I don't know if it actually says the material costs of the Galactic Acclaim. It looked a little questionable. It only talks about the time. We can look at our inventory. And look at Galactic Acclaim. I have 86,000. This PNSTFC.space kind of thing. Cost. No, that also has no data. Interesting. I guess that makes sense that the one doesn't have it, the others wouldn't. Provide the interface with a resource and it will calculate the building and researches that require that resource. Search for research or buildings and calculate prerequisites to reach them. What was the other one? ASA refit? No, what is that thing called? I don't think that's even listed in here. It's the ship ability thing. Divergent. The ASA refit shard. Unwavering diligence. So they don't have searching for abilities here. But I don't know if that follows any of these normal... favor things. They have FKR favors, Klingon favors. I guess it's not technically a favor, is it? So we want to be in Klingon favors. So it shows the bonus, what the delta in power is, what it applies to, what you need to get it in place, what kind of conditions are around it. But it doesn't tell you what it costs to upgrade it. That information seems to be a little bit missing. Both of the tools that we have accessible to us don't have the appropriate information. That's a shame. I mean, the good thing is that both the tools have the same issue. If you want to call that a good thing. It's not necessarily a bad thing, at least. All right, ad coming up. All right. I don't even remember what I originally came in here for. I was gonna look at the number of starts I have for wave defense. That was the end goal. That's where I'm heading. Okay, uncommon doesn't count for today's event. Okay, we're maxed on planetary charts. All right, so I want to do my quantum slipstream pull. And then I will have enough to pull for tomorrow. I'm going to be a day short for having that. So my epic is spoken for at this point. Which means I can only spend rare. I don't know if I have this one unlocked. I do. Alright, so as far as rare favors go, I have accelerated insight, superior reserve ship parts, Sigma reserves repairs, and advanced structural integrity level 3. So let's look for superior reserve ship parts. So that moves that from 25% to 50%. Sigma reserves repairs moves that from 200 to 300%. Accelerated insight, moving that from 300 to 400%. The 3-star Providence is only G3 materials. So that's not important at all. The advanced structural hull integrity sounds... Ooh, that's a big chunk too, 600 to 1,000%. How many rares do I have? Should be able to see that here. 5,600. Okay. So I can do that and not feel bad about that at all. So I moved to 1,000. And the next level is 1,400. I do not have the Reliant level that I need for that. So then the next question is, do I do research speed or ship parts? Ship parts was 25 to 50%. That's not big. The research speed was 100%. I mean, that goes from 25 to 50 to 100. No, that wasn't the same one. Was it? Yes. 25 to 50 to 100. And accelerated insight goes from 300 to 400. to 500. I feel like that's going to be the better value. It'll probably flip over to Epic, though. That did. I think I'll probably get one more level of rare here, maybe. Yes. All right, so that helps that all the way out. I've got no other favors I can spend the rare on. Let's go back to the rare recruit chest. I can do a pull here. Not terrible. And then we'll just claim these two. And then I might have one there from the Zindi Armada turn-in thing. And if I'm lucky, I've got one more day of arena turn-ins too. All right, Syndicate XP gives us points for today's SMS. So I'm gonna pull all of the Syndicate XP chests that I can. All right, Faction Exchange is a skip. Forbidden Tech Exchange is definitely worth it. All right, so we are at max on private ciphers. So that means I can do at least 3 of them. Well, at least 2 of them. I'll do the one and then I can pull the battle pass. I don't know if we have enough points to do much here. All right, so I'm working on Amelia Earhart's plane. And then I drop down to Scotty's Trident scanner, which I'm getting pretty close on maxing. DTI plaque, I think, is maxed. Let's see if we can get any gold. Nothing for... No, I can't get gold there. Take those points. Take those points. And then I think that's all here. Yes, I do have one more day here, which I'm almost ready to level up the faction. I was thinking that there was a Syndicate XP pull in here, but it doesn't look like it. I know I've got some in DTI store here. Yeah, tomorrow I'll need to do Caranum formations already. I don't remember if that... damage event was still running tomorrow. Need to do regular Crenum Crenum formations. So that's 950,000 points. It's not a lot. We're trying to get, like, what is it, 80 million? Like 1 million points? That's a drip in the bucket. Okay, that's everything that I need. Should be able to claim my mission key now. All right, so that one is done. I'm gonna do the one level here and see where we get on points. I don't think it's gonna be enough to do a milestone. No, that was Chronicle Descendant. Ooh, that might be able to be enough to do a milestone. Because if I can get to the third milestone, I won't feel too bad, because then I'll have half of the stuff. Because 40 million points... divided by 600... I mean, that's 67,000 uncommon. I don't think that's realistically achievable. Not with what I need, at least. Because I've only got 7,000 crystal. Do any of these do any weird requirements? Maybe getting that one from 59 to 60. I mean, 61 to like 64 or something. Which dock is that? G. Let's just say we aim for 66. That does not require any mats. Really? I can take that dry dock all the way to 70, no problem. I mean, even 71, once I get the data cores. That one should be alarming. That's 123 million points. To go from 70 to 72 is 2/3 of the points needed for that Ascendant event. That's stupid. One event in a 4-day series requires an entire ops level. Minus probably... What, I think I've got the 70... I've got one of the 70 buildings going for titanium, I think. Is that vault or is that warehouse? That's warehouse. Is that one of those things where you don't need to do the warehouse to do the vault? So that's one of them sneaky levels where you can cheat a little bit. Possibly, potentially. Alright, so we'll repair that, speed that up. Swap ships around. I don't know where Troy goes off the top of my head. I've got those two ships mixed up. Okay, so I need to recall my Squall too. I got them spread all over the place. And I need to swap around the Cube and the GS-31. Actually, I need to start coming up with a different crew for the GS-31. That was fine for the G5 ones, but the G6 ones, Pike Moreau Chen probably isn't great. Oh, I did Pike Moreau data. That's fine then. Pike Moreau data is fine. Oh, I still need to do 2 more Q's trials too. Get those done. Can I beam that? No. All right, knock one more out. I don't know if this is going to take that one down or not. I mean, Pike Monroe bodes pretty well, but I don't think Janeway is going to make up the difference enough. No. I don't even think having just hull breach is enough either. I probably need to have burning. It makes a big difference, though. It's making points. Okay, no, Chen mattered. I wasn't certain I was going to be able to lay down the damage enough for sure. I need so many rounds that went. That's only 18 rounds. We might have been actually kind of close with the one we lost. That wasn't close, but I mean, that was significantly more impact than I thought it was gonna be. All right, let's load up Wave Cruise. Okay, I'm like, why is ship D still showing unavailable officers? All right, so we have officers. Okay, that gets more officers at the next tier 10. I haven't been able to fully finish out the Epic 60 yet. I'm gonna run a Titan buff on this. Because I can get all the way to the final wave, no issue. All right, we'll lock in extended zoom. Enter battle mode. Snooze ads. Starter off. Big beam on the get-go. and wait. Since we have a lengthy timer. Well, it's not under 2 minutes yet. It's just over 2 minutes. It'll go under 2 minutes on the next one. I don't know if it shows there. No. I think I looked at the sheet last time. It was more than the 10 seconds that it dropped this time. It'll drop like 20 seconds next time. As long as things worked with they're supposed to with the Kirshara, we'll be fine. Generally, I think as long as you don't try to queue something up while a ship's just starting to attack, you're usually okay. Actually, yeah, I wanted to hold off a little bit of time. But that's fine. No, not that way. No, not that way either. That way. That way. That way. Okay, these ones are 65s. We'll be fine. It's not till the last wave where things are bad. Nope, it's this wave. You can let the one squeeze through fine. We'll get that second one. I don't think I'm going to be able to kill enough of these. Because I don't think I can do the 70s. How do I want to do this? Yeah, that's not going to work. I might be able to kill the 70s here. I'm curious. No, still no go. Just missed it with the... I thought the GS31 made it past the 4th wave. Now the question is, was that enough of a payoff to make it worthwhile to only be able to do 4 of them? 2,300, 4,000, 6,000. $1,900, 3,200, 46, 63. It is not. So it's still worth it to do the 50s if you can't do the 60s. Although I should be able to do the 60s. By the end of the week, I'm pretty confident that I can. I'm pretty sure that there's crewing that can fix it, though. All right, so we get the cipher there, bring us back up to 400. And then get my reputation. I think I've got all of the syndicate XP and stuff that I needed to get. Finishing off these favors would actually help a lot too. Being as I've got most of the artifacts knocked out, I should start focusing on those again. What do we have left over for hostile crews? Because I've got data. So Janeway's in one ship. Strange New World is on a second ship. Pike Data was a pretty solid crew. I should see where we're failing. That might even make a difference with just getting the ship leveled up more. Because we broke its shields. So that was at 420,000. So that's not going to move again until it tears up. And that doesn't show the second, so that's only on the spreadsheet that we're able to see that. So after we get to the ship upgrade Ascendant event, I'll be able to spend some stuff on this. And that'll make an impact. I mean, that's increasing shields by 30%. That'll make a difference in the long run. I'll be able to do shields and hull. It's so hard not to hit the button on that. But after I get that done, that 60 elites should be cakewalk. All right, so I'm going to set this back up for Squall. Finish the other ship repairs. So I get my officers back. Go do more transition mining because I'm still not caught up. Epic. 2 days worth. That's not bad, but I want to have like 3 or 4 if I can. I'm going to send the cube up to go do Augment Exiles. Let's see. What else do we have? Deciding if we want to push a building. Try to push a building. G5. How many buildings do I have that I can run G5 through? I don't think there's any. I mean, there's the one that was like a level 59 dock that didn't take anything here. If that took, wow, took a little bit. 180. I don't know what the points were here. 220. Larami, how's it going tonight? There's my bearded buddy. How are you doing tonight? I'm doing fantastic, thank you. I saw you were streaming earlier when I was getting started. How was your stream? Slow? Sometimes slow is fun. Slow and steady is good for some nights, for sure. I know the beginning half of the week, I appreciated being slow myself. But the chaos is welcome when it does come. I've gotten past that fear of it. I don't know why I went for that thing first. I never go for the DUIs first because I almost always die. That was brave. But yeah, like I don't know how I would handle like a like a big raid. Had a few scammers, but yeah, one guy said him and his crew were going to pull up to my next screen. Just joined his Discord. Yeah, I had one of those pop in on Sunday. It's kind of like, I don't think it was a scammer. Like, I think it was a freelancer. I don't think it was an actual scammer. Because he had like a website and he was talking about doing some like promo stuff or something. He didn't start offering any promo stuff. But he did ask to be friends on Discord. Which, I mean, like, if it's legit people that are making, you know, like, legit artwork and stuff like that, you know, like, they're not just going out to Chat GPT or some image generation AI stuff and, you know, like, they want to put in real work, like, I'm not opposed to commissioning in somebody to do certain things. But I'm not at the level where I need, you know, like very custom emotes and stuff, you know. I can get a pack off of Etsy at this point and get myself started with that. That's one of those later dreams. Get stuff set up now, figure the rest out later kind of stuff. I think I have pretty good control of my 19 followers. That moves. It moves. You know, you just got to get a quiet night, and all of a sudden people will start moving over towards you because you're the only Star Trek streamer on, and next thing you know, it'll go up by 5, 10, 20, and you just slowly pick them up here and there. Yeah, one of the things that makes it tough is like a lot of the streamers that have a established community kind of run a little bit later. I think that's part of the issue. STFC is not exactly the go-getter game, which is fine. It's nice to chat with the randoms. Yeah, like some of my most interesting chats have been, you know, like raids that people have came in during like running the Star Trek promos, doing the Star Trek Fleet Command campaigns off of like Stream Elements or Streamlabs or something like that. Or just people that are genuinely new to the game. You know, maybe off of a different campaign or something like that. But yeah, that's something, you know, like I'll find people coming in. Certain people come in pretty regularly. And sometimes it's easy to tell like when like one of the bigger streamers gets out, because all of a sudden you'll just have people slowly start streaming in and it's like, okay, so, you know, so-and-so's done tonight, so my turn, basically. I do have a viewer that for some reason won't join Twitch, but I stream for him on Discord. So he chats it up, but it appears I'm talking to myself. That's interesting. I don't know how I would approach that. I think he got banned from Twitch. That's possible. I mean, right now I'm multi-streaming, so like I'm on Twitch and Kick and YouTube. So like it can be a little bit a little bit more likely to be able to have somebody attend one of the platforms. I know him from other games, so he's a legit viewer. That helps. It's kind of one of those things like it takes a little bit to like build the trust of like having somebody go like audio and do like a stage hangout type of thing. There's a lot of people that apparently like to do that type of a stream, but it's not entirely something I'm too interested in. Have to get a camera as well, even if it is a potato. I think people are looking for that. It always helps. I mean, my camera that I use, I mean, it's a Logitech. It's a 1080p. But I mean, you know, it's nothing fancy by any means. It was like a $60 or $70 camera. For work, I've got a Nexigo 10. I think it's a 1080p camera too. And that thing's actually got really good quality, and the camera only costs like $20 or something on Amazon. I do like cameras myself when I'm interacting with people. You know, like a game like this maybe isn't as big of a deal, but like if they're doing, you know, like FPS or MMORPGs, sometimes it gets to be a little more intense. Like here is I guess it's not too bad, especially like at a time like this when there's an opportunity to kind of sit back and do little like chatting back and forth. Like this is the webcam that I have at work. $22 on Amazon right now. And I'd say that it's as good, if not maybe even just a hair better than the one that I have that I'm using right now. Like the microphone on it sucks pretty bad, but that's pretty generic for most webcams. You can use it if you have to, but generally speaking, like even like a headset microphone would be better than that. Well, yeah, and you can always decrease the quality a little bit too if it comes in too clear. Be updating some gear over Christmas. Yeah, that's a good time, especially like on the tail end of it. I mean, that's the thing, you know, like I think the only thing that you really have to put, you don't even have to put decent money into a microphone. You just have to get a decent microphone because it's like some of the Shure microphones and stuff like that are pretty cheap and they can sound pretty damn good. I was hoping for a new tower, but I think with the cash, I might just do the video card and power supply. That's... I upgraded my PC. My motherboard was an issue. It had gotten... Some of the USB ports were going out on it. It had been some static over the years that I think had taken out the one of the USB controllers, or was at least causing issues in it. So I went processor, motherboard, power supply, and then GPU. Which, I mean, is basically everything but the case. So I only probably saved like $80 from the case, but it was still pretty good. It's not a fancy case or anything like that where I'm attached to it, but I probably would have spent like $300 on a really fancy case. I don't know if you saw the, I don't know if it was the computer that Rev got or if it was the computer that he wanted to get. I think it's the one that he ended up getting. But it would have been like the same kind of style as that one. But it like wouldn't have the same touchscreen thing on it. It would have a smaller one. I don't remember what the exact model number of that is. But it's just one of the aquarium style ones. I can't remember exactly what the brand name is behind it. Yeah. I had a tower picked up, but that was just shy of 1800, but cash is tight, so I was looking at more of an entry level that I can update. Used to be a system builder, so the tinkering does not bother me. And you don't really have to get super deep for encoding and stuff like that either. I mean, I was rocking the 2080. A lot of people are still using like 3060 cards and stuff like that too, and doing just fine with it. You know, as long as you're not playing like brand new AAA games and stuff like that, or you're not like streaming 4K out to YouTube, it'll handle it just fine. I like the glass. Like I've got, you can't really see the lights in mine because my fans are blacked out, but I do have RGB memory, and my graphics card does have some RGB on it. Very light. My freaking mouse has more RGB than the actual PC tower does. I have a 1070 and it runs Battlefield 6, but I don't think it'll run it in encode. It might. It'll probably get choppy in high movement areas, but it'd probably surprise you a little bit with what it would do still. That's assuming that they still were handled in different parts of the graphics card. I imagine that it did, but I can't say for sure, I guess. Well, I mean, the fact is, if you can offload some of it to the CPU, you can make up for the graphics card pretty decently with it. Don't have ray tracing. I don't... Well, ray tracing's never really... I shouldn't say never. It hasn't been highly leveraged in a useful way in a lot of games. Like, there's definitely games that make great use of it, but especially the games that I play. Like, most of the games that I play, it's like, I play this, Card Shop Simulator, you know, like little indie games kind of like that. Like, I'll hop on to, like, Fortnite a little bit here and there, Fall Guys. I've got a railroading game that I play every once in a while. Used to play that pretty frequently. I keep on thinking about doing marbles on stream like a day a week or something. That game's always fun. All right, how far did I get towards having my next pull doubled? That was pretty dang close. I do Car Mechanics Sim. That is my relax and watch YouTube while I stream game. I haven't seen that one, but I feel like I have that on my wish list. No. That is on sale right now too. Cause like I used to do some kind of an off-road game that had like a not quite that level of like build it type of thing, but it kind of had like a build it up type of mechanic behind it that kind of almost like what was it, like Forza or something used to kind of have that, where you get into the shop and purchase upgrades and stuff like that. Like it had that kind of mechanic where you're purchasing the upgrades, and kind of same kind of framework and bones behind it. Because that was always a fun aspect of those games, was getting into some of the customizations and stuff. And if you would have actually been able to install them into the vehicles, that would have been just a little bit more fun. Used to be big into the Need for Speed games. Yeah, that and Need for Speed and Burnout were ones that I played a lot back in the day. I cut my teeth on the original title on... Is that Nintendo 3D? Or was that... Or was that like Sega... That was the console? Was that the Sega one that came... like after the Saturn or something? Oh, its own thing entirely? I don't remember that. I have a feeling my ship is going to end up dying. Conceived by Electronic Arts founder Trip Hopkins. Panasonic. I feel like I have seen this. Gold Star, I do know of other things. Sanyo, still the big company in electronic stuff. Samsung, of course. Let's get my hostel stopped before the ship dies. Where are you? There it is. Yeah, they lost some control over it. I guess that is kind of like a similar styling to like what the original PlayStation was a little bit. But yeah, it had like a lot of the generic stuff for sure. I feel like I've definitely seen the Panasonic one for sure. That's real cool. Crash and burn. Man, it goes it brings back some memories to see graphics like that. 93. Ad break. So the price tag on your box. That's cool. I'm pretty sure that my parents have our Super NES box still. Yeah, it says the original price was $699.99. The price is reduced to $399.99 in the fall of '94. Oof. That's neat. Yeah, at that point in time, I was Atari and either Super NES or close to Super NES. We also had another cartridge-based game system. I don't know exactly what it was. We picked that up when I was a little bit older, though. It wasn't when I was really young. It was already old by the time that I had played it. That's one of those things that I think about every once in a while that I keep on asking myself. I need to dig around when I'm at my parents' next time and see if that's tucked away in a closet somewhere. I had a Super Nintendo and played Mario World, I think it was. There was a forest level where the entire background spins, and I just about tossed my cookies. I don't remember. There is definitely some funky levels to it. I don't remember anything specifically spinning. But there's one level I can think of where you're like on a platform that goes around that swings around kind of weird. Which I think of Yoshi in that level kind of heavily. The other game you mentioned, Burnout, fantastic game. That is one my girlfriend played all the time. Split screen, it was so fun. She wants to bring my Xbox and play it again. I actually have my Xbox. It's not hooked up right now, but my buddy always wants me to bring it up to his place because I got oh, I don't remember what the game is called, but it's an off-road rally racing game. And that game is just so much fun. Should look fantastic on a big screen. I think my favorite part about the Xbox is it's still got like all my music and stuff loaded on it from back in the day for making my own custom audio tracks. Basically, a mix CD. I had a playlist set up for doing racing games, and then I had a playlist set up for doing other like fighting kind of games or something. Still banger. It's one of those things I should look it up and replicate it on Spotify. That way that I've got it set permanently before something happens with the hard drive where it crashes and I lose it. When we first moved together, I got a surround system and we tried to play Silent Hill on it. I don't do that stuff really well, so it creeped me out. I've had like a cheap surround sound system where I think it was more of a stereo system that just happened to have front and rear speakers. But it still helps put the game more immersive. And it's usually higher quality speakers than what's on the TV, so that always helps a lot too. But yeah, Silent Hill was an interesting game. I remember playing it. I just don't remember if I played it on Xbox or Xbox 360. Because like they came out with the remake here not that long ago. And it didn't seem like the game that I remembered. Or it didn't seem familiar. It didn't feel like a game that I'd played before. Max Payne. This is the one that I think of immediately when you talk about bullet time and stuff. I think that might have been a launch game on the Xbox. Or that could even been Dreamcast. Blocking the beam while baby cried in the darkness. Yeah, some of those things got dark. I know I saw like a little an interesting thing, like somebody was watching Home Alone with somebody for the first time. They were probably like in their 20s or whatever. They had never seen it before. They weren't super familiar with the premise behind it, and they were like, how did this movie get rated PG? They just kind of showed like all the bad things, all the like semi-violent stuff. It's like, it's still cartoonish. It's not that bad, but it's definitely not Finding Nemo. Which I think some of them movies only end up getting a PG rating because they got adult humor in them. Kevin McAllister is the demon spawn. He could have just called the police, but he stalked and tortured the wet bandits. Yeah, it's when you think about the scenarios of what could have been done and what could have not been done and everything like that's like criminal charges kind of stuff. Like, it's bad. Should probably be getting ready for bed, set my miners and such. Nice chatting. Enjoy the rest of your evening. You as well. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you checking in on me. Sleep well tonight. Have a great day tomorrow. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So I use all these up. Couple of days to refine. Be ready for Vindicator Thursday. Restock Zindi Armadas tomorrow. Which should coincide with Artifact Upgrade Day. Get some stock up for that. Yeah, I don't think in the grand scheme of things that the building upgrade Ascendant event is the easiest one. I think this is the most difficult one to complete. I did waste a little bit of upgrade currency a few days back that I kind of wish I'd have been smart enough to save. But I don't think it would have made much of an impact, to be honest. Not the 40 mil that I need. But that's kind of the route that I took with the last time that this event ran. Is I just took what I could take on the first day because the last day's material spend. So I don't think it's worth using material spend at the beginning of the event. I think if you're going to do it, you're better off to do it at the end of the event when the events were double. At least I'm pretty sure that's how it goes. But I'd rather get to that third milestone on every day than only being able to hit it one day. Because even though the SMS isn't complete, I usually have a pretty decent standing on the SLB. So tomorrow's research artifacts, prototype, forbidden tech. Thursday is the Armada one. No, it's the ship upgrade one. Thursday being would have been Armadas. That would have worked out really well. Friday is the Armada one. So depending on how the outpost events line up, because if there's not another event, any kind of an SMS or anything that starts alongside of this one, it's probably not worth putting effort into this SLB and saving those starts for day 3 of the Ascendant. Because I feel like just for as hard as these events are, it's worth holding on to every little bit of it that you can. Squeeze every little bit out of the specialty ships, the specialty buildings, the specialty research, the officer upgrades, the outpost starts, the Armada starts. Because otherwise you're going to be spending thousands upon thousands upon thousands of materials trying to chase that event. And I don't think it's worth it for the outpost upgrade stuff. Q reset again. There's been a couple of times that it's acted a little goofy. It's been pretty stable for quite a while, but today's had a couple of weird little glitches again. gonna be nice to have these stacked up again. I haven't been doing my augment nearly as often as I should be. And I've been, the last couple of weeks, I've been just doing minimum refines. Ship parts. Okay, that's 5 minutes out. Okay. I was gonna say, there shouldn't be too much longer until those recycle. Hi, Ricky. How's it going tonight? Just gotta keep grinding. There's never enough grinding in some certain areas. Especially when you got a little bit of a lighter night. It makes it worthwhile just to stock up on a loop. Give yourself a couple of days of breathing room. Helps a little bit with the damage event that's going on. Going okay? Good to hear that. What have you been thinking about the outpost so far? Did that with Gorn, got about 2 million stockpiled. That is one of the things I like the most about the Gorn being one of the tickets, is getting an excuse to go stock that up. Otherwise, that one's a hard one to find the initiative to actually go out and do. Gorn's a rough one. Killed 251 outposts. One was one and one was solo. As long as you can get in there and get some participation in it, that's a great start. That still pays, the 51 still pay out some of the starting stuff, right? Use regular crews that I had. That's actually something I really been liking so far, is they've done a little bit of updates to some of the officer descriptions, the ability descriptions. Oddly enough, the first one that I noticed it on was Jayla. I don't know if they've done anything particularly with the offensive fighting statistics, but the crews that have some kind of a loot boosting capability, they've looked to have gone through and update them all to include outposts in the description, which I think is a great move because they don't typically make those kind of changes. Haven't even looked at officers. Yeah, they updated Doc. They updated Doc's description too. I haven't gone through any of them, any of the other ones, and really checked to see like if any of the regular combat things have been upgraded with the descriptions, but Vorcha and GS31. I mean, I think that's good because that gives you a couple of different attack vectors with it. Haven't tried the upper ones yet. They get a little bit harder. It gets beneficial for getting into the plunder and stuff. But in order to get into the plunder, you also need to be able to get through the whatever first 52 hostiles, which that's a hurdle to overcome. Yeah, plunder's definitely one of the bigger things of use. Because when I look at the outpost, it's like all the good stuff after like the exchange is either the retaliation or the plunder. And right now, plunder's like the stuff for Cisco. It gets you the seat unlocked when you get your building upgraded high enough. Gets me vengeance blueprints, so ship blueprints, and then it also gets into the ship. The hijacked refits too. And then the prime particles. The prime particles are pretty good in here too. I think the turn-in for the mirror dust, that's also plunder. Yeah. It gets used in so many places. But the premium mirror dust is, I like that one a lot. Am I claiming? I don't need to be claiming that. There's a lot of variety here in the outpost. I've been a pretty big fan of it for the most part. The 6-hour timer behind it's annoying, but I think it's pretty decent sourcing for some of the new stuff. And it's AFK. Might get the officers first, then fleet commander. I think that's a pretty decent way to do it. It gets to be a little tough to do it a much different way. Man, Stream Elements is weird tonight. Ads. That one's good, that one's good. It's so tempting. Back from the break. Welcome back. It's so tempting to upgrade to Reliant. But I need to wait for the upgrade event for the Ascendant. Where do I have this one shipped at? Okay, so that's in that system. So we got 30 minutes till event reset. Which is about the time that ship fills up. It's probably worthwhile to pull this one back and empty it. Get everything set for the night. Oh, let's see. One last run through events just to make sure I didn't skip something. Days like today feel like it's way too easy. I need to finish this Foundations of Power one. So I need 1.4 million points. So Outpost Control Core is probably where my points need to come from. That'd be 2142. 2143. I don't think that's gonna work out for that. We'll finish that one off. Finish off the 8 hours. Oh no, that will work out. So I need the 1200 so I can do a trade down. I'll trade down rare to uncommon. Or to common. Upgrade the building. That'll get me the 3rd milestone. Well, I jumped to 55. If it helps you with the building spend, it's probably not a terrible thing to do. It always gets weird jumping up ops in the middle of an arc like this, though. But 55 shouldn't be too big of an impact on stuff. If you're eyeing 56, 56 might not be a bad thing to aim for before the start of January's arc. Or February's. Or however the timing lands out for you for that. Because that's when you kind of get to the point where you can start getting into the rares a little bit heavier. 55 you might start seeing it in events. I don't remember when it really pops in. There's sheets for this information. I think this sheet... No, this isn't the one. There's a generic sheet of ops information. I don't know if it's this one. Nope, that's just that presentation. And we're getting closer. I feel like it... I feel like I'm scrolling too far back. Ops progression? Yeah. This is the chart that starts talking about things you get at certain areas. So when we're looking at your 5-star refinery, rare does start coming at 55. I really don't use any of those spreadsheets. I'm too hard-headed and stubborn. They're really useful for specific information. I mean, like, this tells you if you hit Ops 55, you can start pulling rare in your refinery. You don't get rare parts until 56, though. But you can start getting rare materials. So that is a benefit. That's something that you can put in the pro column. I don't know about any other things that come. Most of the other stuff is, like, the big stuff is, you know, Ops 50, Ops 60, Ops 70. I mean, the only other thing maybe is, like, you might get a ship tier out of something, out of one of the specialty ships. I don't think... What does 55 get you? No, this is what you need to do to go to that level. So 55, you can do Titan to tier 12. The Protector, no, the Eviscerator to tier 9. So you get a couple of unlocks too. Depending if you're ready to move up that Eviscerator, that might help your Gorn stuff a little bit too. Titan at tier 12 isn't a big deal until it comes time to archive it. Talios maxes out at 58. Yeah, if you get into a nerd, just like the Meridian, yeah, exactly. You know, like if you get nerdy at all, some of the stuff, some of these sheets come in handy for researching some of these areas. If you're a planner, if you get heavy into the planning. Of course, there's always using like tool like Spock's Club too if you get really, really deep into it. It gets really, really helpful in G6 when you have to deal with the speed ups too, with the Sigma speed ups. G5, it's not terrible. Because for the most part, you don't have to worry too much about speed ups. They're fairly easy to stock up on, and yeah, but sometimes it's nice to get a idea of where you're at. I mean, you can plan everything down to the single point if you really wanted to, or to go with the flow. There's only been a couple of spots here in the last two years. Well, year. Only a couple spots in the last year where I've really dove in and seen how close I was on certain things. Because like when I was getting close to 66, I was just kind of planning that out because I didn't want to push until I had enough to be able to get the shipyard upgraded and everything too. I didn't feel like it was worth it to upgrade for not a ship. Well, that ended up in the wrong area. Serene Squall ended up in augment space. I thought I had accidentally sent it there, but it didn't show as having left the node that I was on, so I thought I was fine, but one of those weird glitchy things in the game. But it's definitely more fun to just stock up and be able to go when you feel like it. I'm kind of at that point right now. I'm kind of like in a stock up mood and kind of working through research things. Because I got the ships where I want them for my level. And then I got to make a push for upgrades to be able to go up to Op 71. So it's kind of just a matter of sitting here, catch up a little bit on some research, get some ship skins and stuff like that set up. A lot of stuff to just sit here and accumulate. This month in January, restocking. If they give us a December ARC store to close the year with, that would really, really be helpful. Okay, this space had like 3 empty spots when I left, and now there's 1, 2. Yeah, I haven't figured out what my next 3 months look like yet. I'm probably gonna sit here until they make some kind of an economic adjustment for G7 stuff, because it's pretty ridiculous right now the way it looks. So that gave me like 5 million points. Yeah, they are doing that till more money comes in. Yeah, it's kind of one of those things that they definitely need to pay for like some kind of a development cycle for it. And you know, I don't know if they have you know, like an aging kind of thing, like from an accounting perspective that, you know, says that it's costs so much per month and they just need to make that up, and when that balance is depreciated down to 0, then they can make an adjustment. Or I don't know what the economic situation is behind all that. That'd be interesting to know. I mean, it's a virtual economy, so there's got to be some kind of a thing that they track in some level. Even if it is just dollars coming in. I mean, at some point they got to have some kind of a feeling for like what the health of the economy is, and know when there's time for an adjustment or something. Because it's been a little bit slow. What's still... Yeah, level 75 is top of the game still. I mean, even still with that, there's 574 players. There's not even that many 73s. There should be quite a few 72s, I think. Yeah, I thought I had heard that there was like 1,000 or something like that. Oh, the numbers got in a weird order there. Some of these 72s are very, very light on power. Holy crap. Like, that's pretty close to what my... That actually might be less than what my number is. Hi, Jimmy. How you doing tonight? Like, I'm pretty light. I mean, I've only been 70 for, like, 2 weeks. But I guess there's not a lot of upgrades to be able to get to 72, really. Like, you're not doing defense platforms or anything where you're going to be getting that jump in power. You just went up to top 75? There you go. Are you Jimmy TV? The same name? Just Jimmy TV? Yeah, you're 300, 311 when it's sorted by power. Well, your position still... Yeah, I'm on the position, the power list. I don't have it... I have it sorted by level right now, not by ranking. So you're on page... What did that be for? Is that page 3? That is page 3. Because you're almost double what my power is. Can live with that. It gets to be more interesting when you just look at the content creators. Because then you're what, number 4 on that list. Nestled just above Lost In. Ripper 1887. Is that Alex's account? Is that yours? You have to stay above him. I would too. 53,597. Well, it still has you showing as a 54. But you're actually sitting pretty decently in power because you're above 57 and 56s. Like there's some people that are lower that are higher, but it looks like you're above the average a little bit. I don't know. I haven't looked at myself to see. Yeah, I mean, you're not even really technically that far behind me. Because you're closer to me than I am to Jimmy. That's an interesting spread. That's a very interesting spread. So there's probably like, what would that be? 30,000 players? No, 3,000 players that are at level 70-ish? It's kind of funny, like, how it just goes 70, 69, 70, 69, 70, 70, 69, 71. But yeah, I'm not that far behind like those 72s. Because I was at... Where did I go? 4.3 on power, and they were like 4.4 on the bottom. I could probably push past some of them tonight. I'm middle of the pack. Again, I've been 70 for 2 weeks. Not even... Less than 3. It's either just under 2 or it's just over 2. But it gets a little bit different when I look at my server, because when I look at my server alone, I'm kind of on the lower end of the 70s. We have a pretty strong server. Almost prestige 1 on Romulan. Holy crap, 48 billion to go. That's not going to take long at all. That's not going to take long at all. Yeah, then it's just a matter of getting the 73. No, there's that. That's just what you get for the miner, isn't it? God, that's crazy. I mean, that's still not that bad of a pace, to be honest. Because, I mean, that's just a little over, what, 2 months, 3 months? Two months. Yeah, I haven't really made a strong guess to like what the best route for that that track is yet myself. I'm going to find out tonight. Well, that's a pretty good night then if people are making their upgrades and stuff. There we go. I'm not sure what I need to get the miner, so I'm sure I'll be disappointed. Yeah, if you time it out right, you know, like you can get it kind of set up with the Ascendant event for the ship upgrades. Get your spend and sight with it. That's Thursday's event. If you want the efficiency, at least. Because you'll get the points for spending materials there. Yeah, having the option unlocked is 90% of the battle. Because you still have that choice of whether you want to go for it or not, or if it's going to not even be something you concern yourself with. That's not a lock either, was it? Or is that already a lock? I think it is, not sure. One of those things that's TBD. It would make sense for them to have that first hurdle be a lock. Like, that seems like a pretty decent spot to set one up. Because technically, that's where you're entering the G7 generation. It's not like the way that they would have done it in the past. I don't think they had any locks that would have set up like that, but G7's a different beast. G7 is definitely a different beast. I've usually been pretty quick on jumping into the new generations when they've came out. I'm gonna sit back and let you guys figure this one out, I think. The first like month and a half of G6 was a little rough. G7's been a little rough here and there. It's enough that I'm not anxious to jump to it yet. Not in a hurry. They need to have locks or the rep will never locked. Yeah, I mean that's true. I mean they've got locks. It doesn't matter where they are. Because when it's that far of a spread, I would imagine that there's gonna have to be like 2 locks. Having that lock at that first prestige and then having the lock for the top side of it, wherever that's at right now. Which there may be answers in the G7 sheet. Maybe. I don't know if it gets into... I don't know if it gets into the actual rep levels. Shows you where the ships are. The only thing I can find is the 500 billion lock. Ship sourcing. Parts refineries, material refineries. I wonder if they have one specifically for factions? That hazard resistance math might not be a bad one to see. Multiphasics. It does not appear to have faction locks. Just seeing if they got it buried in here somewhere. One way is to find it and unlock it and then kill another faction and see if it drops. Yeah. Sometimes you just have to do the trial and error method. Sometimes that's the only way to really see it. It's gonna be somewhere. What are the chances that it's on their website? Oh. So it's showing five reputation locks. So 10 million, 1 billion, 15 billion, 500 billion, and then 450 trillion. So yeah, you lock at hero and then you lock at prestige 6. Oofda. I feel like there should be a stepping stone in here. Because that's a big jump. From 500 billion to 9 trillion is a big jump. I think having a lock at prestige 1 and then prestige 4 and then prestige 6 would be a good idea, to be honest. I would not be opposed to them all being locked either. Like that would very much be a realistic thing that they should think about doing. At a very, very, very minimum, there should be at least 2 locks. Either that or the difference between the hero and prestige 1 shouldn't be that big. Because it shouldn't be more than double. If they're not going to lock prestige 1, it shouldn't be more than double what hero is. Or not much more. It's way too high. Way too big of a jump. That's very much an obvious milestone. Oh, that's crazy. Not surprising, but a little crazy. They want everybody to keep rep grinding. I don't... Do they even sell reputation packs? Because that was something they did with G6, is they sold reputation packs. Because I think last I heard they didn't really have anything that was available, or that it was just like the G6 one still. Like it wasn't at the proper scale. I don't remember what the reputation was. It was like a couple billion or something like that. Packs for favors 289.5. That doesn't seem... Well, I mean, that's 15 times what I have. That's still not enough. I mean, if you were gonna straight up buy it, I mean, that's the same price as a freaking Vengeance, damn near. They're putting that $4,000 price tag on a lot of stuff these days. Yeah, they're pricing themselves out of... I mean, my understanding is that they've been introducing some stuff on the lower side too. I think they're definitely in an experiment. I think they've increased the top side of things, and I think they've lowered the bottom side of things. Their packs are good. I know, like, I was actually planning on getting... I was looking for a Fleet Commander Cisco pack. Like, I was expecting to have something that had the Sigma credits and skill points in one pack. They didn't. They had one pack of each, and I was like, I'm not gonna buy 2 packs. I might have bought 2 packs if they were together. Because that was kind of my plan, was, you know, like, I can get Cisco points and I can get the commander credits to upgrade them so I can actually get the stuff that I want unlocked. But it's like, nah, that's not the way it should be. Not the way it should be. I don't need it that bad. I mean, I felt like the launch pack for him was okay. Yeah, I'm not at that point yet. I can almost do a 66. Which one is that? I can do a 63 elite with 2 ships. I can almost do a 66 regular with 2 ships. Almost. I don't know. I haven't really looked around. I don't know if there's that many people doing outposts right now or not. That's one of the things I needed to spend a little bit of time doing, is looking at some crew options that some people are using that would be a little more effective maybe than what I have. I haven't even been to the 70 system or the 66 elite or anything. For the outpost, just looking at some of the crewing and stuff. Ads again. I don't think I'm doing too bad on crews right now. Yeah, because I got Lorca Max, so I've got that 80% chance of the hull breach. So Chang should be effective-ish. And then I think Riker and Khan are in pretty even terms. It's a little bit debatable about whether maybe burning is important for my cube or not. It's tempting to go a second dose of hull breach. That's half of it. 24 billion to go, that's half of it. See, what I really need to do is probably just go through the list of the lower deck officers and tighten that up a little bit. I also need to max pick Q. Getting pick Q upgraded would make a difference. Pick Q is a pain. Yeah, I've definitely noticed. Now the question is it really pick you or is it... It is. I'm getting close. Can't upgrade him because of the export credits. Oh, don't make me think about that. Well, I can't see it yet, so I don't have to worry about it. I think I'm probably going to be positioned pretty okay when that time comes. I don't know what the actual requirement is. I think I'm going to be set pretty decent. But, I mean, that's probably like 2 months out yet, I bet. How many total is it for him to actually get upgraded? Oh, you're not even at rank 4 yet. Yeah, I've got him at rank 4. So it's 35,000 export credits to get him to rank 5. I think I'm probably going to be decent by that time. Because I have 5,000 right now, and I've got a whole bunch of the refinery things. Maybe not that much, but that's a lot of time for between now and the time I get the shards. 35,000 really isn't that much to build up. Like, that's maybe 2 months? No. All depends on how your chances go here. Because right now I've been saving up for like, I don't know, 2 weeks. And I've got 4,000 of these, so I can pull 40 of the chests. So just assuming that RNG pays off okay-ish, I feel that, you know, having about 150 pulls here probably would make it pretty decent. That's something that I've started planning for. This is something I started planning for soon after G7 launched, and it's became aware that pick queue is kind of useful. And some of that just pulls into luck too. Useful at G6, but having him maxed is useful at G7 too. Like, he's on most of my crew rotations. PvP, yeah. Oh, let's see. It's probably getting close to time to call it. I miss being able to raid into Kree on nights like tonight. And then the G4. Well, let's go ahead and raid Major Samo. I don't see any of the other usual folks up tonight. 30 more hostiles. That's so close. That's so close. I definitely look forward to hearing how it looks after that and what the ship looks like. Thanks for stopping by tonight. I appreciate the time that everybody spent, and hope everybody has a wonderful Wednesday.